Shades of Sisterhood, a coloring book honoring the power of Black women by Candace Robinson, is a creative and inspiring platform that celebrates the strength, resilience, and beauty of Black women. Designed as more than just a coloring book, it serves as a tribute to the diverse experiences and accomplishments of Black women throughout history and in contemporary society. Grab your copy today at Amazon.com. Shades of Sisterhood, a coloring book honoring the power of Black women by Candace Robinson.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the family meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
Co-host of the family meeting, and just in case you didn't know,
I'm working through it, Eric.
I got you, man.
Hi, my name is Audra Wilson, and I'm the president and CEO of the Shriver Center on Poverty Law. You can visit us at www.povertylaw.org. Hey, cousins. Now it's time for the family meeting news.
Hey, I'm Michelle Peltier, and here's what we're following on the family meeting. White History Month continues here at the family meeting. The Meridian Race Riot occurred over 3 days in March 1871 in Meridian, Mississippi. It resulted in the murders of a white Republican judge and nearly 30 Black people by a mob of vigilante whites led by the Ku Klux Klan. The riot is the bloodiest day in the city's history since the Civil War. The state of Mississippi, as well as the U.S. Congress, investigated the riot, but no one was ever convicted of the crime. Fearing for their own safety, hundreds of Black people left Meridian. As there was no criminal action taken against anyone in the Meridian race riot, racial violence led by the Klan spread throughout the South for 2 years. The Charleston, this one's so sad, but it's recent, and I thought I would read it. The Charleston Church Massacre took place at Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina on June 17, 2015. Dylan Roof, a white supremacist, killed 9 people, including the senior pastor and South Carolina State Senator Clementa C. Pinckney, during a prayer service at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. The shooting increased the awareness of racial violence and terrorism in the United States, particularly against African Americans, and led to the South Carolina Assembly to remove the Confederate flag from the state capitol grounds. George Foreman, the former heavyweight boxing champion turned business entrepreneur who was part of some of the sport's most memorable matches and moments, died Friday at the age of 76. Best story of the day, the number of used Teslas for sale in the Chicago area is up 1% in March, year over year, bucking an overall trend that saw inventory decline by 6.3%, according to used car shopping website iSeeCars. At the same time, used Tesla prices are dropping faster than any other brand, and demand is slumping.
Imagine that.
The used market for Teslas doesn't look promising. There are nearly 700 used Teslas currently for sale in the Chicago market, including about 15 Cybertrucks, according to the Cars.com website. Oh, and the U.S. safety regulators on Thursday recalled virtually all Cybertrucks on the road. The 8th recall of the Tesla-made vehicles since deliveries to customers began just over a year ago.
Imagine that.
I know. Please visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also, subscribe and follow our YouTube channel to view us live and receive reminders when we are on the air. We shall be right back.
With the mayor of Howard.
I know, right? It's so exciting.
Hey, family meeting cousins. As you know, we've created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the family meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
Hi, this is Berna O'Brien with Women's March Illinois, and I listen to the family meeting.
David Seaton, and I'm listening to the family meeting.
Welcome.
I like it.
Welcome to the worldwide headquarters of the family meeting. It's family meeting time, y'all. I'm your boy E, and I'm at y'all from the low country today. South Cackalack.
Country.
That's what they call it down here. And they do so happily, by the way. Don't know if I would take that happily, but there you go. Hey, man, grab your phones, find us on social media, like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everything else Michelle just gave you. What's wrong, Michelle?
Nothing.
You got that look on your face like you're worried about something.
I don't need that monitor.
Okay, congratulations. Yeah. Also, be sure to visit our webpage. That's tfmradioshow.com. You'll find archived broadcasts there, music playlist, and all manner of fun things to talk about, including our golf outing August 1st.
Yes.
First, make sure you sign up with your foursome for that. The lines will fill quickly today because I'm in the low country, and I've already had a chance to see where they traded enslaved peoples since I've been in Charleston. Yeah. I'll tell you about that in a minute. 773-763-9278 is the number. 773-763-9278. Michelle, Adrian, what's up? Oh, drunk ass Adrian's here with us today. How about that?
Yay.
Oh, drunk ass Adrian, huh? How about that? Huh?
I'm happy.
There you go. Hey, I'm in South Carolina today, Charleston, South Carolina. I got here this morning. My Lady Bison are in the second round of the WNIT tournament.
Nice.
Yay.
I'm being fanboy and traveling the country with my girls down in South Carolina.
How are you fanboy and mayor at the same time?
Because that's where he rolls.
Just fanboy. I am not mayor. That's
You
why.
are.
I am not.
Look, you know, you can protest if all you want to.
All he wants. He's still the mayor of Howard.
I was there. I witnessed it.
Anyway.
So you know.
So I had a chance to go down to the this African American Museum place. I just walked down there because when I got here, I was early and they wouldn't give me my room right away.
Of course.
So I wandered down there to this African American Museum, and they've got the bricks that they use to build this thing. Some of them have handprints in them. Handmade bricks. Handmade by who? Enslaved peoples.
Yeah.
It's got their handprints. How spooky is that?
It's very
That
spooky. And very sad.
Yeah, I was on a kill Whitey thing for a minute there.
Oh my God.
Because over here where it is, it's like downtown Charleston, right? They call it historic Charleston. History, right?
Yeah.
So it's all these like high-end boutique stores, you know the kind of stores, right? Where they shop.
Sure.
And t-shirt costs you $45, you know, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Expensive shoes and jeans that cost you $300, that kind of stuff. It's all over here.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of that, there's this thing, this evidence of a crime that it's just a tourist spot.
Do they at least have a plaque to tell you what it is?
Yeah, I mean, they own the history down here. So in owning it, they almost, it feels a little too celebratory versus it's hard for me to find the words to describe, because they explain the history. They don't use terrible words, should I say, to describe what happened here. It's just history to them. It's just history. It's just how things were. It is the way it kind of looks. And then when you have all these stores, I got nothing wrong with commerce and doing business, stuff like that. But I don't know, it just feels like this is the scene of a crime.
So what would you do instead?
I go back to when there was this big movement to tear down these Confederate monuments.
Mm-hmm.
And I was largely indifferent about that, because it felt like if you tear the monuments down, you tear down, you begin to suppress the history.
Yeah,
I'm more inclined to say, make sure that these monuments come with the full history.
Right, and they did not.
Right. So versus taking them down, that just contributes to the efforts of the people who are right now trying to suppress our history. I want to see a big plaque, big long plaque, lots of brochures, and explain that this dude here, this green dude sitting on a horse, he enslaved people.
Mm-hmm.
He harmed people. He raped people. He was a murderer. I'd rather you do that than take down the statue, fundamentally.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a degree of joy to be had by watching those people be pissed off that the statue ain't there no more. So there's that. So it kind of cut both ways.
Yeah, I thought that the statues probably should have been removed, taken down, but I thought take them down and put them in a museum so that the story could be told, right? Like you're saying, if you just vanish them, now nobody knows anything about it. I thought, yeah, okay, remove them from there, right? Because we're not celebrating that anymore, but people still need to know the history. So put it in a museum, right? I mean, there's no shortage of the ability to have an exhibit of all the horrible atrocities that this country has put indigenous people through and people that they stole from their land to come here and work this one. We've got exhibits for all manner of things except for that.
Yeah.
And I think that all those statues that they tore down, they could have taken them and put them all in an exhibit and said, this is the atrocity this person was responsible for. And it's in here in this museum because we don't celebrate it anymore. It used to be in front of a state house. It's not appropriate for it to be there. So we brought it here, but we don't want people to know, to forget the history of those people. So that was my take on the whole taking down of those statues.
As we continue our celebration of White History Month, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I heard someone say this week somewhere on television. I forget who it was. I wish I could remember. But anyway, he was saying that the difference with white history is that white history has demonstrated that they looked at land and people as something to be conquered versus lived with or nurtured. And I think to a large degree that persists. We see that going on right now. They can't, your boy, the Orange Menace in the White House, he doesn't see Gaza as an opportunity to create peace. He sees it as a place he can conquer and monetize. And that is white history. Okay, so here it goes now. But not me. I didn't do that, or my people didn't do that. That's not really the point, though, is it?
No, it's not.
Right, so I think that's, as we celebrate White History Month, that's what white history is. It is different perspectives on what opportunity looks like, right? You see a new land or a new people, and versus looking at them as somebody who you can meet and learn from and grow with, you view them as people or things that can be conquered or plundered.
Yeah, they're a resource.
And let us not forget that y'all asked for it, right? Why can't we celebrate White History Month? Why can't we celebrate White History Month? Okay, here you go then, right? Here you go. We celebrating White History Month. And I hate, by the way, that it's the same as Women's History Month, by the way. I hate that. But
Well,
it's kind of lined up that way.
yeah.
But listen, we got to take a break in a minute. Let me ask you guys a question.
hmm
You all saw the fervor over Chuck Schumer this week, right?
hmm
Over him voting for this continuing resolution.
hmm
I was worried about that from the beginning. The fact that the budget was coming to a crisis, a government shutdown was impending, because I seem to recall the last time it shut down, that whoever was the president, and I can't remember when it happened last, whoever was the president had unusual sway over the government's operations.
Wasn't it Obama?
I want to say it was Obama, but I think
Because
it happened
that's when we first started even hearing about this madness, right?
Yeah. And so when it was coming to a head, I had that on my mind, that do we really want to give this dude unusual sway over the government? What could he get done? What kind of damage could he do during a government shutdown where he has unlimited control? And so I paused for a second when people were dragging Schumer. And I don't think much of that dude either, but I think in this instance, there could be an argument made for voting for the CR, because I could see these dudes letting a government shutdown persist for a year so that they could do all their dirty deeds. I don't know all the details, but I'm thinking that might be a thing.
I think my issue, Eric, with the whole Schumer situation is we were not in lockstep. You know, everybody didn't. I don't know how Nancy Pelosi did it, but she was able to corral her team and everybody spoke in one voice. And that's my issue with Schumer. He didn't have the support of his own people in there.
Okay, so that's kind of the bigger question, though, isn't it? Because to me, and I need y'all to square me, or the people who are listening to square me up, I don't see that the Democrats have a foundational governing philosophy, except to just don't do what they're doing.
I disagree with that.
Well, okay. Well, I'm interested to hear what that governing philosophy is, because it seems like their moves would be informed by an underlying governing philosophy. And if there is one, is it the same for all of them?
Now that's the better question, right? Go ahead.
So, just to tell you
we gotta take a break, man.
Okay.
We're not hearing any music though. That's why.
Yeah. I was about to tell you who the shutdowns were.
Okay. Well, hold that.
Okay. I'll hold that. Okay.
Okay.
Is he on the
Are
phone?
you in charge of the music today?
No, that is.
No one hear it.
I'm hearing it now. It's coming in very soft and low.
All right, yo. Hey, listen. Number 7. Y'all drinking already?
Of course. You need to be in here to come get her, man.
All right, yo. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more family.
Hello, this is Jade Phillips, and I'm a management consultant in Chicago. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Office of Darnell Lyles is ready to help you. Whether it's personal injury, criminal, DUI, and OWI, nursing home, product liability, it doesn't matter. Call 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. That's right. When you're driving and get into a wreck, you better call Darnell. Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI? You better call Darnell. Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony? I think you better call Darnell. Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm? I think you better call Danielle. When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home, I think you better call Danielle. That's right. You better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now. 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
Calling all valued members of the American Veterinary Medical Association, or AVMA. Your future retirement goals can be achieved. Introducing the AVMA Retirement Plan. Tailored to meet the distinct needs of veterinarians with streamlined administration and reduced burdens. Vets enjoy unrivaled benefits that include service provider oversight, knowledgeable expert investment guidance, and delegated fiduciary services. Veterinarians who use this plan can say goodbye to annual retirement plan audits and annual retirement plan tax reporting. Veterinarians, you can enjoy retirement your way with customizable plans to suit your practice's unique structure. From eligibility to vesting schedules and more, elevate your retirement journey with AVMA's specialized plan. Learn more by sending an email to polaris@polarisadvice.com. Secure your veterinary legacy starting today. Email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Securities offered through LendStreet Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Polaris Wealth Management LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and MindStreet are not affiliated.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, in Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
See, now I can look stuff up while he's talking.
What are you talking about?
Talking about you.
No, I ain't there. See, I just talk about people, man. You ain't got no clue.
So you want me to give you this quick snippet about shutdowns?
There's a snippet?
It's a snippet. So the most significant of the shutdowns include a 21-day shutdown.
Michelle, did we tell him he could do snippets?
I did not, but it's okay. Yeah.
Did he walk in there with a snippet?
No, he did not. He's just responding to your opening statement.
How about this? It's not a snippet.
You just carry snippets around with you all the time?
They're on your phone.
How about this? It's not a snippet.
Where's my snippet? I ain't got no snippet. How come you got snippets?
Okay, how about this? I'm dovetailing into what you were talking about.
He's just screaming at us and we can't hear him.
He's dovetailing in the snippets.
He doesn't.
Oh, God.
All right, so here we go.
And dovetail, man.
All right, I'm going to dovetail my snippet. So the most significant include a 21-day shutdown between 1995 and 1996 during the Clinton administration over opposition to major spending cuts. There was a 16-day shutdown in 2023 during the Obama administration caused by a dispute over implementation of the ACA, and the longest was a 35-day shutdown of between 2018 and 2019 during the Trump administration's first, his first presidency. His first term. So he's already had a 35-day shutdown, which is longer than any other president's shutdown.
So do we know what he did during that shutdown?
I don't know what he did, but it doesn't seem like there was any. Probably
that's not true. This was on Christmas, and he took a stupid photo op of himself in front of the fireplace, saying, "I'm here, but the rest of Congress is home. I'm with you on the holidays." No, you want a stupid photo op, and I almost said the F word. I'm out.
Can we just say we love Devin right now?
Right.
Yes.
So go ahead. I have my opinion on the shutdown, but go ahead, Eric. I'll wait until you're done.
The thing that popped in my mind is what happens with recess appointments. And I don't know that the government shutdown would count as a recess and will allow him to just appoint a bunch of people without Congress.
He's doing that anyway.
Well, he's doing it with Congress now.
He's doing it with Congress now.
Excuse me, Mr. Musk.
That's not well, but
hire people. he wants. You just can't appoint people to certain cabinet positions.
Well,
and judges, you can't appoint judges.
that's why he's creating his own.
Well, okay, Michelle, pay attention now. Talking about what he can do.
Okay.
Recess appointments is a thing. I don't know if that applies during a government shutdown now. So listen, the larger point is I understand potentially why Schumer was forced to support the CR, because I'm not quite sure what that dude could do during a government shutdown.
My understanding is he's can do bad either way.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of unrestrained bad. It's unrestrained now. I get that. It's just different. Like Obama would never take advantage of, as far as I knew, he never took advantage of recess appointments. In fact, it seems like Congress refused to allow themselves to go into recess, so he couldn't do recess appointments. And somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the president inherits some unusual powers when and if there's a government shutdown or Congress recesses.
Most of the time, when we're talking about recess appointments, it's always centered around judges. It's where I remember this becoming a thing, and it hasn't really been like Supreme Court justices either. You have all these lower courts with all the hundreds of positions that are open, and I think so. Any of the judges that don't require Senate confirmation, I think those are positions that could be appointed during like recess. So I could be wrong about this, but I think it's basically, anything that doesn't require Congress can be done during recess.
Okay. Well, listen, that's why when I saw it, I kind of could say, well, I could see why he would want to do that. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong about the unusual powers that a president inherits in a government shutdown. And still, I don't think much of Schumer anyway. I think all them old dudes, all of them need to go anyway.
Yep. That's
a whole different discussion. But back to the point about the foundational governing principles or philosophies. It would seem to me, it looks like the political gang that we tend to support, that we expect to advocate for our permanent interests, they seem to be flailing. And they don't appear to have, and I'm very careful to say that they don't appear to have, because it could be something going on that we don't see. A governing philosophy that is pervasive amongst their membership, that would drive the actions that they take. They seem to be a little bit everywhere.
Yeah. So I think there's that they shouldn't have gone along with them. They should have, let it just shut down. That's because because they need to play the same kind of ball that the Republicans play. And the Republicans are not about to do anything that, allows the Democrats to cheer. At all, celebrate anything. And them going along with this CR and allowing the government to continue instead of shutting down. What I mean, you're wanting a pat on the back from Donald Trump? Really? When that guy's congratulating you from doing something, right? That's just like Vladimir, the news agencies saying that Donald Trump just did a very good thing recently, and I forgot what the thing was, but it was all over their media. Him, one of his executive orders, and they were just like perfect.
I think that's what's missing. I do think that we have a core to who we are as Democrats. I know that. I mean, I claim it. I know Eric does not. I don't know that you don't, but But I do think that there is a message. But what's happening that I find quite interesting is
Michelle. What's the message then?
The message is we want to take care and uplift and help all people. with their health care, school. I mean, that's our message. We want to take care of people so that they can have a better life, so that they can help themselves get a better life.
Okay, so help me along here, okay? The Republicans, as much as we hate their ideas, they have a big, bold, stinky, hairy idea. And they're going about pursuing their idea.
And that idea is 2025?
Project 2025 and all of its contents, right? Now, again, we don't agree with any of it. But as an organization, they have a big, hairy, audacious goal. So where is the Democrats' big, hairy, audacious goal?
Right.
Well, let me just say the reason why there's a Project 2025. You know, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's this plan that is now called Project 2025 has been in the making for 30, 40 years, but it was called something else, right?
I get all that, Michelle. That's not what I'm asking them. Where's the Democrats' big, hairy idea?
This is my point I'm trying to make to you. They created this document that's so old because they weren't getting the things that they wanted were the plans that we implemented, meaning the New Deal. That's where it all started, right?
The last big idea the Democrats had was in 1940s?
But we just been carrying that out through the years, right? So that is the plan, but it's lost in the sauce now.
I don't know that that's a fair characterization. I don't know that that is a big, hairy deal. You're talking about something from what, 70 years ago?
But it's not that it's not relevant because we built on that plan too.
You're saying that's the big, hairy idea?
I'm saying that our plan has changed and evolved just like Project 2025 has. We just didn't have a name for it. In the
1920s, the conservatives had a big, hairy idea. That hairy idea, it crashed the stock market.
Right.
And they haven't really had another idea until arguably, what was the one that Nixon implemented where he attracted all the evangelicals?
The Southern Strategy.
The Southern Strategy. That was their next big, hairy idea.
But this Project 2025 is part of that movement, right? It's an offshoot of that.
Yeah, but it's rejiggered for the modern era. And I hope you're not saying...
I'll give you that.
So where is the Democrats' version of the Project 2025?
Right. That's really, that is the question.
We don't have one.
That's the problem.
That's why they're flailing.
Have one.
That's
why they're flailing. That's why they're flailing. And you know what I think part of the problem is they decided to get in bed with corporate interests that are more aligned with what Republicans do than what Democrats say they are for.
Wait. When you say that though, man, what are they for?
Their own money, making more money.
The things that Michelle cited is that
give me some nouns. Give me some nouns. What are they for?
So they are for a living wage, or so they say. They are for equality, or so they say. They are for health care. No, I'm just telling you.
Or so they say.
Say again.
One at a time, then. Living wage.
Yep.
When did that become a thing, and what have they done about it?
Exactly. That's why I say, or so they say, because if it's more than just saying, you got to fight for it. And the thing that we agree with on this show all the time is no matter what the Democrats say they want to do, when it comes to knuckle up, they don't knuckle up
because we're too conciliatory.
They don't fight.
We're too conciliatory.
It doesn't matter what it is you say you're for. If you're not willing to get bloody knuckles over it, you're not really for it.
Okay, so but here's since you're using the fight analogy, if you're not fighting, then are you really for it?
Like I said, or as they say they are, and I don't believe they are in the tank, ride or die for it as they, propose to be. Right. So I'll go back to something Michelle talked about she made a comment last week about how the Republicans their thing was to make Obama a one-term president. Everything they did was to derail his presidency. No matter what good or bad policy they perceived him to have, they didn't care. They were just going to derail everything he stood for, right? Mm-hmm. The Democrats will look to find ways to work with the Republicans if there's some sliver of a silver lining in it. They will go out of their way to work with those clowns. Even after, they had people come through the Capitol looking for them to hang them. They're still calling them friends and colleagues.
So something jumps off at the club. Me and you, Adrian, and Michelle and Rich are hanging out at the club. Mm-hmm. And a fight jumps off. Mm-hmm. And I know you got my back, right? Mm-hmm. I know Michelle, because she's scrappy, of course.
Yes.
Too. But somebody jumps on me, and Michelle waves her finger and says, there's no fighting in here. We're not going to fight. How do I feel about Michelle then that she didn't jump in the fight and show her scrappiness? How do I feel about that?
She got to find another ride home.
So,
right?
Am I to conclude that she doesn't have my back? That she doesn't really believe that?
No, because I tried to help in my own way at that moment.
Finger around?
By saying you're not supposed to fight in here, maybe it stops the fight.
It started already.
Are you already getting your booty?
And they jumped on me, Michelle. They jumped on me.
All right, I'll try to pull somebody off of you.
But if you didn't, how am I supposed to feel about you if you're not fighting with me?
Sure, I get you.
I question whether the Democrats really believe what you say. Do they believe in a fair wage? Do they really?
I mean, I have to believe that they do.
See,
why do you have to
here's
believe
the thing. See, I have to believe that they do, as opposed to I have evidence that they do because I see what they do to try to bring it. That is my issue with them. That is my core issue with them. Is you just gotta keep hoping and believing that that's really what they want, even though they don't knuckle up.
Add to that, when you got people who want to fight for it, they shun them.
Yep.
That's the disturbing part. That's true.
So then are they really for a fair wage?
I think all of it's become so distorted, right? The whole meaning for them being there isn't what it used to be. It's now a stepping stone so that you can become a millionaire, billionaire. I mean, it's all.
But that's for all of them.
That's what I'm saying.
But the Republicans can still go, like their thing right now is still today. If business is king, then everybody else will be good. So just keep doing cuts to the, I'm hearing music. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. Michelle's watching the clock today, I think, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I got you.
But Devin's in here with us.
I know. Devin's trying to get the phones too. The number is 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more Family Meeting.
This is Miss Lady B from Dance Factory Radio. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Do you own a business in Illinois? Are you aware of the new retirement plan requirement that could impact your business? Listen up, this is crucial information you don't want to miss. If you're a business with at least 5 employees and have been operating for 2 years or more, Illinois law now mandates that you provide a retirement plan. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Polaris Wealth Management can be your professional partner in navigating this new landscape. We specialize in helping businesses just like yours establish affordable retirement plans that meet your needs and keep you compliant. You may avoid penalties as high as $500 per employee by acting now. Our team of seasoned professionals will guide you through the process step by step, making it easy for you to set up a 401k, a simple IRA, or another qualified retirement plan. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com for more information or shoot us an email at polarisadvice.com. We're here to help you provide your employees with the retirement benefits they deserve while safeguarding your business from potential fines. Don't let these changes catch you off guard. Contact Polaris Wealth Management today, and let's work together to build a better retirement future for your employees and your business. Visit polarisadvice.com or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Polaris Wealth Management LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street are not affiliated.
Shades of Sisterhood, a coloring book honoring the power of Black women by Candace Robinson, is a creative and inspiring platform that celebrates the strength, resilience, and beauty of Black women. Designed as more than just a coloring book, it serves as a tribute to the diverse experiences and accomplishments of Black women throughout history and in contemporary society. Grab your copy today at Amazon.com. Shades of Sisterhood, a coloring book honoring the power of Black women by Candace Robinson.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
Potential fight situation.
I've been in a couple of bar fights.
Start talking about fights.
Bar fights.
You brought it up.
You been in a bar fight, Michelle?
Been in a couple, yeah.
Have you?
Yes.
You?
Yeah.
Did you get somebody?
No, I stood behind my what was he at the time? 6'3", good friend, football player,
and wagged her finger.
That's exactly what I did because I kind of started the fight.
Oh.
Okay, so you did do that then. You did wag your finger around.
At the guy who, not at my friend, at the guy who was trying to attack us.
After you started the fight.
Yeah, just, you know what? We don't need to discuss it.
See how these light-skinned people do, man?
Oh my God, that's so messed up.
He loved me. My friend loved me. He still loves me to this day. We're still good friends.
I can't. Oh.
That's his
So
job.
look, man. Look, so it seems to me that this party that this gang that y'all like to get behind is either does not have a principled governing philosophy that they could point to in their process of decision making, or they have one and we don't know what it is. And
Yeah.
it's not spread among them. Both of them are equally bad.
Yeah.
Both of them leave them woefully unprepared to deal with what they're dealing with now, and why we see so much dysfunction and stupidity coming out of the people that we expect to advocate for our permanent interests.
Yeah.
So we can do a couple of things with that, right? We could, if we agree on that, and we ain't got to agree on that either.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should be telling them what we want their governing philosophy to be.
I think you're right about that.
Right? And I was saying this at least a year ago, maybe two, that they need to have their own Project 2025, 26, or something like that. That people can get together and get behind. These people that are behind this Project 2025 thing, they are 100% in. They will lie, cheat, and steal to accomplish the things in that little ragged ass book.
But again, I think it's important to say that they've been working on this for years.
And there's nothing that should have kept Democrats from working on something for years.
Eric's talking.
And not shunning the people who have a philosophy.
Agreed.
Bernie Sanders has a governing philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you say so.
Okay, you don't believe that?
I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Bernie stan.
How you gonna be like that? Do you or don't you?
I don't know enough about Bernie's plan.
What about his message?
I have my own issues with him.
Go ahead and give it to him.
Okay, that's fine. We can have just like we have our issues with Schumer. I have my issue. I even have my issue with Hakeem Jeffries. As much as I, see that he's out there and he can get on the floor and make cogent arguments and not sound like an idiot and appear to have a spine. I still totally disagree with the fact that he helped Mike Johnson get the speakership when he got it. The Democrats never should have gave them anything for that. They had the votes. The Republicans should have put the person they wanted in. And if they couldn't get up, well, they should have been still voting on putting somebody in as a speaker today from that election 8 years ago or 4 years ago. Yeah. The Republicans still should have been fighting over who should be the House Speaker. And let that hold up getting the president in office because they don't have their stuff together. And then people would have seen these clowns can't even pick their own leadership, and it's holding up an inauguration of a presidency. That's what should have happened.
I agree with that.
I mean, what the problem with Bernie is, right? I got my problems too with Bernie, like I do everybody. But what's your problem with Bernie that makes you just stop like you seem to have stopped?
Well, and then you're going to yell at me. He's not a Democrat.
Wait a minute. We just said we don't know what a Democrat is now.
No, that's not what I said.
Well, that's what
I did not say that.
If you don't have a governing philosophy, then what the hell is a Democrat?
Well, we know the foundation of what being a Democrat means, Eric. It means yes, we do. We just talked about it. It's what Kamala talked about when she was running. $20,000 for homes when you buy your first home.
You're talking about policies. I got you there. I'm talking about the governing philosophy.
The governing philosophy is for the people.
What people?
Uplifting the people in America.
That's what they say on the other side too.
They do.
Well, but they're not doing anything to demonstrate that.
Yeah, they are.
They say that about
they are.
How are they doing that to demonstrate that they care about the people when they're firing everybody at the federal government?
Hold on. This, if you look at the people that are diehard MAGAs, that it hasn't affected, like some people that are maybe losing their farms or that got fired, that did lose their jobs, the ones that it hasn't affected, because a lot of times for them people, they don't care until it actually affects them. So if you look at
sometimes they don't.
I know they are not. You see them that are still in the tank talking about how, oh, you liberals are upset that they're finding fraud and abuse. What's wrong with you? Right? They believe that so they're still in the tank for that. And here's the thing. All these deportations and all that is also, we're working to make sure that your streets are safe because all these illegals aren't here taking your jobs or committing crimes. They are working on what they believe is their philosophy.
But you know that that's not true. They're
it doesn't
deporting
matter.
people
it doesn't matter.
Aren't even criminals.
But it doesn't matter to the people that are drinking their Kool-Aid. They are affecting, they're taking action on what they said they would do. They're taking action
on their
governing principle.
Taking action.
Yep, they're taking action.
I'm with you, Michelle. We disagree with it 100%, but they've got a philosophy and they're pursuing it, and they don't give a damn what anybody thinks.
They do not.
So where's the Democrats?
So when you say, Eric, when you say they, you mean the politicians, or do you mean everybody who's MAGA and a Republican?
Everybody who's MAGA and a Republican.
Okay.
I've seen some out there who've lost things as a result of what they do, and they still support it.
Yeah, I've been fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're all in. So the bigger question is what's the Democrats' equal and opposite of that?
Right.
What's the all-in thing that everybody can get behind? The big, hairy, audacious goal that is the governing philosophy, not the policies. The policies are built based on the governing philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so what is it?
I don't see it.
You might be right, Eric.
Bernie often talks about, he uses the term workers all the time. And it seems like he's focused on workers. Democrats don't. So when they had the, in 2008, when they bailed out the banks, right? That was a critical error. They needed to do something to boost the economy, but you don't bail out bad actors.
Yep.
The Democrats bailed out bad actors, and they've gone back to being bad actors.
Yeah.
So that's not helping the working person that they claim to support.
Yeah.
And while I say this, the opposite is just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The conservatives are just as bad.
Mm-hmm. No, they're worse.
Okay, you can put them on a spectrum if you want, but the results are similar. And so my question is, who is actually for the working person? Bernie acts for the working person, much as he irritates the hell out of me with waving his fingers around. He's for the working person. He advocates for that.
But is he for the all working people or just white working people?
You could argue that.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is he has a governing philosophy. And when he makes his decisions, he makes it based on that working person that he's advocating for.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that with Democrats.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? Is you could take Bernie's message and you could say, well, this Bernie's message doesn't really take in consideration that there are people who've historically been disenfranchised, discriminated against in the workforce and all that. You can say that. But again, when you start talking about doing things for the working class, you know, unless you're a millionaire or billionaire, you can identify with that.
Sure.
You can identify with that, right? And so you can identify with that, but then you can also say, okay, now within this working class, there are some groups of people that have been historically and continue to be dealt, right, a bad hand.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're lifting everybody up, we know there's some people that need some reparation. There's that bad word. I'm just saying what it is because of what's happened to them historically. We can look across these communities and say we've disinvested, we pull money from them and all that, right? So to make it to the point where they're not still resource starved, and we haven't addressed all these things, you know, what's the term? The black tax,
mm-hmm.
where, you know, we have to pay more for mortgages, we have to pay more for insurance, we have to pay more for everything just because of our zip code.
Yep.
Gas and groceries.
Yeah, all of that stuff. All of that stuff, right? We get charged extra just because we're black. So that stuff has to be addressed. So, I mean, if you just kind of address some of those things, right? As that you're still working class, but we're going to address these things. That's a message.
Sure.
Let me ask you all this, and I've asked it before, and I suspect I know Michelle's answer. But what if that Project 2025 included a full plan for reparations for the descendants of formerly enslaved peoples? What if that included that, and they went about it in the same way they're going about all the terrible things they're doing now?
You mean in addition to what's already in it?
Yeah, in addition to what's in it, or whatever the case may be. What if it included full reparations in a meaningful way? And I don't want to try to define reparations now. It could be cash, it could be education, it could be tax-free living, it could be anything. But it's full reparations that we really said, okay, that's really cool. We could use that. That would give us a leg up. What if Project 2025 included that? How would you feel about Project 2025?
Why are you looking at me?
Because he asked you.
Oh.
I know her answer.
So he's asking you.
She doesn't like them because they're part of the other gang.
I don't have a comment.
Go ahead, drunk ass Adrian. You tell us, man.
Give me my 40 acres and my mule.
So Michelle's not going to answer. That's fine.
I don't really have an answer. I mean, look, it's like,
why don't you have an answer?
Because it's something I would struggle with because I would want it because it's the right thing, but the person who's offering it, I don't know.
They're going to do it anyway. Like
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So you're gonna say no? I don't want this 40 acres and a mule that I've been promised. I don't want it now.
Michelle, I can't accept the fact that you cannot be torn about this. I mean, I say so because if we're all about our permanent interests,
First name?
and an evil person offers to deliver our permanent interests, what's the argument?
That they're evil.
What's on your mind today? Wait.
So we don't want our permanent interests met by the wrong people, or do we just want our permanent interests?
I think where you get a thing matters. The intention by which anything happens matters.
Let me ask you a question. You're in the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm going there because this stuff happens all the time. You're in the hospital and your liberal, left-wing, progressive doctor and hospital is not available. And they got to take you somewhere where you're lucky you even got in the door because, now that segregation is back in and there's whites only fountains and whites only counters coming, there's whites only hospitals, except in the case of life. And now your life is on the line or a limb that poses problem for your life. Are you going to say, I don't want this guy who's a KKK member to put my leg back on?
Your leg came off? Your leg came off, Michelle?
I just lost my leg in an accident, but they got it on ice.
Like
but the only available doctor is a card-carrying member of the KKK. Do I say no? I will risk losing my leg because I don't want you to put it back on.
Well, I think that this is a two-way kind of thing, right? Because how do I know that the doctor won't kill me while I'm in surgery? Because I'm black.
You don't.
You don't.
It's your only choice, though.
But he's your only choice.
Yeah, I just would just not do it.
So
just
you
go ahead,
just like,
go ahead and lose your leg.
I just will have to go around.
So he says, I don't normally do this and I don't want to, but I can guarantee you a successful surgery on your leg.
But I don't want to.
Yeah,
is a concern to me.
But I don't want to. There's plenty of things that people do at work every day. I don't want to do this,
every job you ever have, there's something about it that you don't want to do, that you don't like doing. I get that, but when it comes to my life, and you are an avid racist, and you've been hanging people and stuff, and you want to operate on my leg and think that I'm going to accept it because you're a doctor.
So she's like,
hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. See, Michelle ain't watching the clock, so we.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Deb. Sorry, we're late. We gotta go. We'll be back with the news, right, Eric?
Stay tuned for more of the family meeting. Yo.
Give me my leg back.
This is Paul Mark Wallace, president of InSync Consulting Services. Our website is www.insynccs.com. Keep listening to the family meeting.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Security, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
This is Miss Lady B, La Boricua. Now it's time for the family meeting news.
Welcome back, everybody. Oh my goodness. You have no idea what's going on here. This is Michelle Peltier, and here's more of what we're following on the family meeting. It's March Madness, everybody. The first half of the Sweet 16 is set. It's probably changed since I'm reading this article. Houston, Auburn, Texas Tech, and Tennessee were among the teams to win the NCAA tournament on Saturday, earning spots at regional sites. I can't breathe because I was trying to strangle you. Sites in San Francisco and Indianapolis. The second half of the Sweet 16 will be decided today when high seeds Duke, Florida, Michigan State, and Alabama play. Are you watching any of it?
I will. I haven't yet.
Okay. Have any of those teams played in the second half? Don't you say it. Just whatever you do. In a move aimed at galvanizing lawmakers, writers, and advocates, Chicago area transit agencies on Friday released worst-case scenarios of the drastic cuts they say will be necessary if state lawmakers don't plug an anticipated $770 million budget gap for CTA, Metra, and PACE in 2026. The CTA is facing the largest budget gap. It warns that it could close or scale back services to more than 50 train stations, end service on all or some of 4 out of its 8 lines, and cut up to 74 out of its 127 bus routes. Some legislators have been adamant that governance reform must come before any additional funding. But transit leaders have been equally firm that if the General Assembly doesn't come through with needed money, they'll immediately have to start planning for cuts, even if lawmakers pledge to tackle the money in a fall veto session. The aunties, uncles, and R&B lovers are going to be outside this spring because 4 of the biggest names in R&B and soul are hitting the road together. Gladys Knight, Chaka Khan, I'm going to slap you. Chaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, and Stephanie Mills have announced the Queen's Tour, a North American arena tour kicking off in May 2025. Set to kick off on May 9th at the Michelob Ultra Arena in Las Vegas. The tour will include stops in Los Angeles, Nashville, Baltimore, New York, and guess, Chicago! And more before wrapping up on June 1st at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. All right, we got to get our tickets. Please visit our webpage, tfmradioshow.com. You can subscribe and follow us on Fanbase, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, Spoutable, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Also, subscribe and follow us on our YouTube channel to view us live and receive reminders when we're on the air. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
This is Chicago's Progressive Talk, 820 AM, WCPT Willow Springs, and online at WCPT820.com, where facts matter.
Hey, family meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the family meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, tfmradioshow.com, and click the link.
A big gulp.
What are y'all talking about?
Don't ask. We don't want to talk about it on the air.
Yeah, we do.
We don't want to talk about it on the air. No.
We do.
No, we don't.
She's mad because she got a new nickname. In addition to the name that you've given her, Snotty Pippin, I have now dubbed her Peg Leg Peltier.
Oh, he actually said it. And Eric is laughing. He's laughing. I can see him laughing. This is not funny. If I hear a Peg Leg Peltier off the air, I'm kicking some big, you know what. I want to see it. I want to talk about it.
You're just gonna do without your leg, huh? Just because
give me a piece of wood, I'll be good.
Legs are overrated. Who needs a leg anyway? I got 2 of them. I already got one.
I feel judgment.
You know what? It's always I'm always curious, Michelle. Honestly, from whence your philosophies come, because I admire your stick-to-itiveness. I mean, you part of the gang for sure.
I am.
And we roll deep with the gang.
Yeah.
But them gangs get you in trouble, man.
They do, but I also believe that it can change. But it can't change with us just complaining about it, right? We have to do something.
There's all that hopey, changey, believey thing that you do.
Well, why is that a bad thing to be hopey, changey?
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just it sometimes it feels a little bit naive.
It's not though. Not from this woman.
Okay.
I mean, if you look at the data, I mean, black people are kind of a battered spouse of the Democrats.
Yeah.
I mean, they come around and want our votes every year. And again, this is not me saying that other parties better. I'm not saying that at all. That they're worse, but exponentially worse. But I'm just saying we got to ask more of these people for our vote.
I don't disagree with that. I do think that we are taken for granted. I do.
I mean, we showed up in the last election advocating for what we thought were their permanent interests. And I can't tell you how many times they've tried to blame this 20% black man or anybody other than everybody else for the fact that Kamala lost.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We did our job.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they didn't do theirs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So don't come to me about that, man. That's silly.
Well, I think this time in our life is so interesting though, because for me, the clarity I'm getting about this country and what it really does or doesn't stand for.
And that's why they're banning books.
Yes.
Because more people are beginning to be exposed to people who are aware of that. And they're like, well, we need to have this as a curriculum so that people really know what the history is, right? And
yeah. I mean, if you read any of the articles about the Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl, and all of the white people who talked about how much they learned from that performance, because when they watched it the first time, and I read this in several articles, when they watched it the first time, they didn't understand what was happening. But because there was so much chatter about it, they went back and looked at it again and figured out and looked at other people's videos, the symbolism, the history, why it was that it was. And I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the moments I think that we need for our country to really heal, for people to really read something, watch something about our history, absorb it, and have a whole different...
Yeah. It needs to be taught.
It needs to be talked and talked about.
It needs to be taught.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's always been the case that this country has always tried to hide the history.
Mm-hmm.
Any number of evil deeds where they plundered, killed, and stole. But
Mm-hmm.
we've managed to always tell the stories. I mean, that's the whole notion of a griot. Look up the term griot if y'all don't get a chance, so you know what a griot is in African culture. We tell our own stories. So y'all can ban your little stinking ass books. I don't care about your little books, what you don't learn. We're going to learn it because we pass it along. You don't keep us from learning our history. You don't keep us from celebrating Juneteenth. You don't keep us from celebrating Brother Minister's birthday or Dr. King's birthday. We're going to do that whether y'all acknowledge it or not. So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, so what I'm talking about is actually not like banning books that are in the library that are free for people to go get whether they want to or not, right? But I mean, it's not. It should be taught in terms of this is American history.
But
it should be in the history books.
Talk to who?
To everybody.
To everybody. It should be in the history books what the actual what do you call it, atrocities were, right? This whole make-believe what do you call it, construct of race and how race was created to continue the business of enslavement of Africans, because the English and the Irish got to be a part of helping the original colonists keep that in place, right? So everybody needs to learn that, and not just you can go find it in a library book, but they make sure it doesn't get included in U.S. history books that get passed out to high schoolers.
How did you learn it?
I searched it out and found it in a book.
I learned it when I went to college and, was surrounded by wonderful Black people for the first time in my life, actually. And that's how I learned everything. Started going to book fairs and, told you I went to college, just a regular person, came back Angela Davis.
Yeah, but now you hear people saying, well, we need to have civics put back in. So they took civics out. So now people don't even know how the government works.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has an opinion because nobody knows how it works.
Yep.
Yeah, but what I just observed, though, is both of you basically say that you weren't taught it. You learned it on your own.
Yes, but myself and people like me and like you, though, we are like the outliers. Right. So all of this. But you talk about the fairy tale all the time. Right. What do you think the fairy tale comes from? The fairy tale comes from, and I agree with you, it is a fairy tale, but it comes from people reading the fairy tale in print from K through 12.
Yeah. And I learned, Martin Luther King and, the stuff that everybody knows. But when it comes down to, I didn't really know a lot about Malcolm X till I went to college.
Because he's a really controversial.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read the book till I went to college. I didn't even, so all of the deep dive stuff I learned when I went to college.
Yeah, you don't learn about state legislatures that were predominantly Black until, like you say, Eric, the white mob showed up and ran them out of town, right? And then took over the legislature. And then, it was now a white-run legislature illegally because they ran the legally elected Black legislatures out of town.
See, I think though, for us to ask, to want for and to ask for that history to be taught, I think it's a bit of a fool's errand. I don't know that this country.
I don't disagree.
Would ever do that. I think that the notion of a griot or insisting that our Black churches do, for instance, those are institutions in our community.
I understand.
We need to ask different people than the people who were responsible for.
I understand.
To teach us.
I understand. I'm just saying this is where the root of all this problem is the fairy tale being taught as true history as opposed to the real history, which is inclusive of everything not being taught.
Well,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Do you want to take some calls? The lines are full.
Oh, man. Okay. We did it this time, didn't we? Yeah. You're the boss of that show.
Okay. Can I say something really quick to Lisa Atkins? She's in our chat room. She says, how can you argue that Bernie is only advocating for white people? I don't get that at all. And it may have sounded like I said that. I think he's advocating for everybody, but when he is out and about, he doesn't speak about it. He doesn't have people of color in his crowds for the most part. I do think he's advocating for everybody, but he doesn't speak that way. Mm-hmm. Let's take Maurice from Bolingbrook. Hi, Maurice.
How are we doing, family?
We good today, Maurice.
Man, heavy topic, but I believe that the Democrats fight with one hand tied behind their back because we have a big tent, so everybody has to be pleased to come out to vote. This last election, Kamala should have won had the voters who are Black came out to vote, who are registered to vote, and chose not to vote. So we allow or walk right into the premise of the Republican Party. They divide us over issues and topics. They have an echo chamber that's so big, no matter what they say, what lie they say, it's not being told. It's the opposite of being told to their people, so their people don't believe it. Even when the farmers got hurt, when Trump hurt the farmers, took their subsidy somewhere, but he had to bail them out. And some of the farmers didn't get bailed out, but they still voted Republican. So it's harder for Democrats, and we are fighting with plants that are planted that say they Democrat, Joe Manchin and Christian Sinema, who blocked a lot of good legislation that got passed under Nancy Pelosi that failed in the Senate because they chose to vote no on breaking the filibuster.
Maurice, I think though you may be good. So let me say this. Of the eligible black voters, and if somebody has data, you can fix my numbers up here. About 2/3 of eligible voters actually voted. About 2/3. It doesn't matter what color you were. So, you know, at the beginning, you talked about a higher black turnout. That's about customary for the electorate, for about 2/3 to actually show up. It's hard for me to allow people of color, black people, to shoulder the blame for the last election. Yep. We voted the way that would serve the country the best. This was on white people. More than half of them, more than half of them in this country voted for that orange imbecile. Black people didn't have none.
But that's what they always do, Eric.
Yeah, but yeah, so numerically, you're right. Had more black people voted, maybe, but we're stuck in an empirical situation where only 2/3 of an electorate votes in this country, and the only way to solve that is to make voting mandatory.
But okay, we have to train our people that no matter what, it's always the lesser of two evils. It's always the best of the best. However you want to flip it, when you decide where you want to live. you know, when you're picking your car insurance.
Don't blame black people though, man, for letting the last election. That ain't our fault.
Yeah, we're what?
But,
About 14%.
It was on the margins though. She lost on the margins.
Yeah, but why do we?
But
okay, hold on. So we're like what? 14% of the population nationally. We're like 14% of the population. Why in the world should 14% be responsible for everybody else for the loss? Why should the 14% be?
Okay. If we're gonna scrap that part, we're gonna say the Democratic Party, the elected voters who chose not to vote, they are registered Democrats. Okay, that's how Hillary lost. Okay, we're gonna go back. That's how Al Gore lost. Remember they came out with the slogan, "You rather have a beer with the president. You don't want somebody who's stiff. You want somebody smart." So they made smart being evil for Al Gore. They made John Kerry swift voted.
Yeah. I get that.
I mean, we buy into all these narratives. With Hillary Clinton, you had the Benghazi, the emails, and you had the Bernie voters who got mad because he had, wasn't chosen.
Yeah, listen,
So
I'd agree with
So,
you, Maurice. I'd agree with you that
each
Democrats.
one of those. Go ahead.
Democrats are fundamentally bad campaigners. They rely on the nature of people and rely on us trying to be. It's obvious that they're worse than us versus actually campaigning to earn our vote, and that's a problem. I do not want to heap that load on black people. 80% of whom, on average, more than 80% voted for the right candidate. This is all white people.
Yeah, 80% of the 14% of our population. And that left 86% of the population to do the right thing. 86% of the rest to do the right thing. And they chose not to. So why are you blaming the 14%?
No, I'm blaming that, okay, this was a black woman. This was our first chance of getting, probably going to be our only chance of getting a black woman
But
in
there
the
was a woman.
presidency. Well, hopefully it comes back around.
But there was a woman before the black woman. So, okay. So regardless of what the gender was, right? But in both cases, they elected that idiot.
All right, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Maurice. We got to take a break, man. Michelle ain't watching the clock.
I'm relying on my boyfriend, Earl, Bonnie, Vicky, Cynthia, Thomas. We'll be right back. We can see you.
Maurice, thanks, man. Stay tuned for more.
I'm Zena Smith, the owner of Masters Plus Tutoring Program, and the family meeting will be right back.
Do you own a business in Illinois? Are you aware of the new retirement plan requirement that could impact your business? Listen up, this is crucial information you don't want to miss. If you're a business with at least 5 employees and have been operating for 2 years or more, Illinois law now mandates that you provide a retirement plan. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Polaris Wealth Management can be your professional partner in navigating this new landscape. We specialize in helping businesses just like yours establish affordable retirement plans that meet your needs and keep you compliant. You may avoid penalties as high as $500 per employee by acting now. Our team of seasoned professionals will guide you through the process step by step, making it easy for you to set up a 401k, a simple IRA, or another qualified retirement plan. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com for more information or shoot us an email at polarisadvice.com. We're here to help you provide your employees with the retirement benefits they deserve while safeguarding your business from potential fines. Don't let these changes catch you off guard. Contact Polaris Wealth Management today, and let's work together to build a better retirement future for your employees and your business. Visit polarisadvice.com or email us at polarisadvice.com. Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Polaris Wealth Management LLC. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street are not affiliated.
Hi, this is Michelle from the Family Meeting, and let me tell you about the Villager Gift Boutique located at 2007 Ridge Road in downtown Homewood, Illinois. The Villager is your gift shop for unique, hand-selected, high-quality gifts. The Villager's owner, Valerie, travels internationally to trade shows and fine art festivals to bring a variety of unique, high-quality items, including fine gifts, bath and body products, candles, jewelry, clothing, home accents, leather goods, stationery, gourmet goodies, and so much more. The customer experience is very inviting and ideal for helping you find the perfect gift, especially for those shoppers who are looking for that unique gift for those who are hard to shop for. Oh, and the gift wrapping is complimentary. Shop in person in Homewood, Illinois, or online at thevillagergiftshop.com. That's thevillagergiftshop.com.
At Saga Martial Arts, we're dedicated to preserving the traditions of Shorin-ryu Karate. Our dojo is more than a place to learn martial arts. It's a place to build respect, self-discipline, and confidence. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced martial artist, young or old, we offer a supportive environment for you to grow. Join our community. Embrace the rich history of karate and discover your strength both inside and out. Saga Martial Arts, where tradition meets excellence. To book a lesson, give us a call at 312-927-0184 or send us an email at karateinvillapark@gmail.com.
Oh, alrighty.
I'm sorry, I'm missing whatever y'all doing in
I'm just irritating Michelle.
It's driving me mad.
An aggressive tickle conversation fight.
My goodness.
Are you ready for another call?
Might as well.
Bonnie. Hi,
Hey,
Bonnie.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, y'all stop bullying Michelle. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Men
Bonnie.
against a woman. I got your back, Michelle.
That's right.
She grown. She
got your back. Okay, I just wanted to talk about they said that what Democrats stand for. They stand for jobs, housing, health care. They work with all races, regardless of what background they come from. Freedom of speech, freedom to be who you are. That's my understanding, and that's what I believe in as well. Health care, jobs, education, and freedom of speech. And what the Trump administration, they got money. They got a billionaire. Elon Musk put up all that money and stuff behind him. They got billionaires. Democrats don't have that type of money behind them like the Republicans do. Also, with the Republicans, they try to stop Black history. They try to bring back segregation. They try to cut down education, health care, Social Security, jobs, veterans. Trump he's not going to get no Black reparation.
Bonnie, what are Democrats for? Tell me what the Democrats are for. We know what those people are.
What they for? I just told you what they for. I just told you. They for all people.
What does that mean?
Jobs. What they think of things to read between the lines? Do you know? I have to give you a definition.
Yeah, because the conservatives say the same thing.
No, I stand for health care, jobs, education, freedom of speech, working class, poor people of all races, regardless of race, creed, gender. That's what I stand for. That's what I believe the Democrats stand for. So what's wrong with that?
Because I don't see them fighting for that.
What do you stand for? What do you stand for? What you stand for?
Office, Bonnie, but I'm telling you that I don't see them fighting for that.
Mm-hmm.
They did say that Kamala Harris did say she fighting for working people.
No, there's a difference between advocating for it and fighting for that.
She did say that. What y'all want to do? What you want her to do? Lick the floor?
Yeah.
No, come on, Dad. No, what's she supposed to lick the floor for?
Knock somebody out. Yeah, knock somebody out.
No, see, Democrats, they fair. They ain't trying to play dirty. Because why would you want to play dirty? I mean,
because you playing.
Why do they got to do that? Why do they got to do like Trump, lie, cheat, and steal? Why? He can get away with it. They ain't gonna be able to do that.
We didn't say
I'm gonna do a fair fight.
Lie, cheat, or steal.
I'm gonna fight fair.
We didn't say light.
You said what now?
We did not say lie, steal, or cheat. We said fight.
Listen, I'd rather have a fair fight. That's a fair fight. Okay, let him. Okay, because one thing for sure, you keep lying, cheating, and still gonna catch up with you soon as that. You ain't gonna keep getting away with it.
Didn't nobody say lie, cheat,
have
steal?
a fair fight.
Bonnie, didn't nobody say lie, cheat, steal? We said fight.
Fight. I mean, that's what they said. That's stuff. They doing what they can. They got it. Listen, the Trump got all these people. He got the Supreme Court. They got the House, the Senate, and himself. They got people. They got all these back. They doing the best they can with what they got to work with. They doing the best they can.
It ain't good enough.
Well, they ain't good enough for you, but it's good enough for me. As long as they keep trying to do the right thing for the right reason.
They lose.
That's why I can't. You said what?
And they lose.
You throwing all this negative energy out there. You throwing all this negative energy out there. That's not true at all. That's negative energy. You throwing negative energy out, and then negative energy gonna come back. And that's you just throwing it out there. They're trying to do the best they can what they working with.
Okay, so what you're saying is they could win elections if they have positive energy.
They doing the best they can. Y'all talking all this stuff. Y'all saying all this stuff, but y'all throwing a lot of negative energy out here and stuff, and that's not cool at all.
All we need is positive energy, and then Democrats win. That's what you're saying?
I'm just saying, do the right thing, what they stand for. Do the right thing, what they stand for. That's all I'm saying. They do the right thing. Like I said, Republicans, they got more money behind them than the Democrats. They do the right thing.
There's a whole bunch of college basketball teams who did the right thing on the basketball court, and they taking their asses home right now. It don't matter.
They play the best they play. You can't win every fight. You can't win every fight. Sometimes you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. That's just how life is. You're going to win and going to lose. And then plus, it's a lot of, they did say a lot of white women voted for Trump. It's also a lot of black people voted for Trump as well.
Not like they did.
They did
not. Like they did.
They still voted for regardless. They still did.
Yeah, they did. They did. But not like you think they did. They got like about a 2% bump in black men.
So I'm not saying like I think they did. At the end of the day, some of the blacks did, and a lot of white women did. That's just the bottom line. You know, it is what it is. You just have to deal with it like that. That's all you got to do. Just keep your head above the water.
Yeah. Okay.
You just got to keep your head above the water. You know, like they said, I'm fighting like hell, so I won't drown. So I got to keep my head above the water.
So next campaign, we'll just tell them all we need is positive energy, and then we win. That's all we need, right?
I said that they is not for the lie, cheat, and steal. That's not their character.
Nobody said we needed to lie, cheat, or steal. No one said we need to lie. We said fight. So listen, even in a fight, a sanctioned fight, whether it is boxing, hold on.
Adrian.
Let me give me a minute. Even in a sanctioned fight where there are judges, and like you keep saying fair fight, right? You keep saying fair fight. You still have to fight. You can't go out and not throw punches, get hit in the face and not respond. You have to fight because you're in the fight to win. You can't not throw you when they throw a punch, you got to throw a counter punch. You have to look at everything they're doing, right? And even if it's not lying and cheating, you still have to go after the tactics that they're doing and throw counter punches to the tactics that they use. You can't just take everything and just go, and shrug it off like it doesn't matter, because you're in a fight. We're not saying you go into a boxing match and the first thing you do is you throw dirt in the other person's eyes and now you got a dirty fight. We're saying fight.
They don't
throw punches.
They don't do that.
What's up, man?
They don't
Have
fight.
you ever been in a boxing ring? Huh?
Have you?
Have you ever been in a boxing ring with somebody? Yes, I have. I saw when I was growing up. Yeah, I had somebody on the ground and somebody was on top of me. I was in the middle.
Well, see, I was in a fair fight. I actually fought in a ring once.
I still fought. I ain't give up.
I fought in a ring once.
But then they told me not to come to school the next day, and I did. But they the one did not show up. I had 2 against 1.
Well, that's not a fair fight, so you shouldn't even got into that.
Well, they jumped on me still, regardless. I still
Right,
at the end of the day, I showed up and went to school.
And
at
the
the end of the day, I went to school.
And the Republicans are jumping on Democrats all the time, 2 against 1, and they need to come back 3 against 2.
Bonnie, we love you. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Thank you, Bonnie. All right. Vicky has been on hold for a long time. She has a question for you, Eric.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God. It hasn't been that long. I called when Eric was losing his mind talking about Project 2025 doing reparations. You just gave a great speech about fighting, and those kind of hypothetical BS discussions are not going to help that fight. Listen to the lady next to you. She knows what she's talking about, and
Vicky,
this is not something...
You missed the point, Vicky. The point wasn't advocating for Project 2025. The point was, are we advocating for our permanent interests, or are we participating in a gang fight? Which one are we doing?
This is the problem, Eric. There's gangsters out there in politics. And some of them are Democrats, but not very many. And there's a bunch of gangsters in charge in D.C. right now, right? But this fight has been going on for generations before we were born, and it's probably going to keep going. You know, maybe our grandchildren will get to see the light of, you know, beyond the little battles that we've won, that we know about. But this is a war and a battle with gangsters that has gone on for hundreds of years, and we all know it. And it's not just about black and white, and we know that too. And I don't want to argue that, but like, we got to get together. And we are fighting gangsters, but we can't, you know, go there. Otherwise, we're just a bunch of gangsters too.
Yeah, I know, but are we advocating for our permanent interests, or are we advocating for our gain? What's more important, our gain or our permanent interests?
The day the Democrats put somebody like Donald Trump forward, I won't be a Democrat anymore. And we got rid of Blago, we got rid of Madigan. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a long-term commitment to deal with these problems, and we are advocating for our interests.
Okay, so we're advocating for our interests. If one of the gangs who we don't like is dealing with our permanent interests, are we down with them then?
Not if it's just to deal with the devil, you know that.
Okay, well then we're not advocating for our permanent interests then. We're just participating in a gang fight. That's all we're doing.
No, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You know that.
Not for people who suffer.
I'm not worthy in this conversation. When she talked about Kendrick Lamar, I'm one of those people that had to go look up because I knew I was hearing something.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time learning about it, and it all fits with what I believe and everything else. But it's like, we got to get together. Most of us are on the same side of this. And the gang fight is the thing that puts us in little factions and says, oh, I'll get my prize. Or, you know, the other one is like, I'll get what I want out of it.
Can I agree with you on something? Can I agree with you on a statement you just made where you said most of us are on the same side of this? I totally believe that.
Yeah.
The disconnect is the people that are on the Capitol Hill, right, that should be fighting for what we believe in, they don't fight hard enough. And I think that's what Eric's trying to say.
I'm with you on that.
There you go.
Thanks, Vicky. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thanks,
Have a
Mark.
good week.
I'm glad you're out there.
Thank you. I'm glad Eric is too. I hear music.
You know what that means?
I think it means a break.
Stay tuned for more, y'all. Peace.
This is Tanisha K. Brooks, teacher for the Great Ann Arbor Public Schools, where Wolverines rule. Keep listening to the family meeting.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, key logging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
A single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions, and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA, SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
You're gonna go home with big bruise on your
man.
head.
I have to report you.
Yes, we're in here fighting.
I'm going to have to report her to the authorities.
To HR. I am HR.
How many calls we got left, Michelle?
We have 4, and we have Tommy plus Tommy.
Oh, geez. How are we going to get all this in now?
That's what I was just asking, Devin. So you want me to?
So listen, here's the thing, y'all. If you're listening right now, we don't need no soliloquies. We don't need no speeches. We don't need no sermons. Say what you got to say, and we're going to put you off for these calls. All right?
Okay, we'll start with Cynthia from Denver.
Cynthia, that's Kenithia.
Yes, that's right. I agree with Eric. I want to get back to this wooden leg business.
Come on,
Michelle, you sound like you have some Christian doctrine about your statement.
Yeah.
Principle over personality. Being that we are from America, in America, I'm quite sure, we've been operated on or treated by some kind of clan. But the only thing stopping them from harming us is the laws and regulations that Trump is trying to roll back. Then secondly, I agree with, is it Andre or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, education is going to bring back hope and change. And the young folks that are 40 years old and younger, as they assimilate into politics, should insist on being taught civics, as a prerequisite to really getting into politics, because it's what holds the glue together. How people understand how things are connected brings hope and change. Right now, America is woefully ignorant. Half of America is anyway. And a bunch of us, don't have the ability to research and search out. This is a spoon-fed nation, half of us. So it's going to be the youth that bring in that hope and change. And civics is important. I didn't start learning about my people until and I'm 66, really until I was in my 50s. Which is a sad commentary, And so I think the civics and learning how the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone will help people better make choices. Right now, they're willy-nilly. And that's how Trump gets in, because ignorance is running the show.
Yep.
Kenithia, thank you so much. We appreciate you, girl.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Wonderful contribution.
It's Kenithia.
It's Cynthia.
It's Kenithia.
Is that how she pronounces it?
Yes.
Okay, because she didn't correct either of us, so I'm not sure. Are you ready for the next call, Eric?
Let's do it.
Earl from Hyde Park. Hi, Earl.
Earl again. Here come Earl.
I don't think he's happy with you
crazy
today.
old black man sitting in Hyde Park that you can't find. Listen to one of your earlier callers. I just want to correct something for him, and I'm sorry he had the wrong information. Al Gore did not lose the election. He was selected. The Supreme Court gave him Florida by stopping the counts. If they had not stopped the counts when they did, Al Gore would have won Florida, which would have meant that he would have been president of the United States. So the system failed us because the Supreme Court selected George Bush, not the people selected George Bush. But now let me get back to Eric. And Eric, what I wanted to do is say that you are setting up a false promise, a false situation, a premise, in other words. When you say either or, so you say fight for our
permanent interest.
However you put that. But the problem is we need all of that. Let me give you a quick example because I know you're getting short of time. Right now, we have the fisheries are culling eggs from the salmon so that we can have salmon going back into the sea that will then come back and feed the bears and also feed us. But the problem that we have is that if you have these big fish trawlers out in the oceans and they catch all of the salmon, then you're not going to have enough salmon returning to repopulate the stock. And so I'm saying you got to look at the whole environment. You just can't look at one element of the environment. So if you just look at adding fish eggs and hatching fish in the streams, that doesn't take into consideration what's happening out in the oceans where the salmon are caught by these big mega fish trawlers and stuff like that. And so you don't have enough fish coming back every year to repopulate the stream. So in our environment, what I'm saying is reparations is not all we need. We need health care, we need school, we need education, we need environment in order to thrive. Just because you give us maybe some money or you might give us a little bit of that and the rest of the economy is working against us, then we're not going to succeed for the most part.
You're lucky we ain't got a lot of time because I would have climbed all over your ass about that analysis.
Well, I'll call in again and let you talk all over me because, like I'm saying, you're making it too easy. The choice is just too easy. All right, I'm bouncing everything, but your choices is not. It's not adequate. It's insufficient. Okay. So, but thank you for taking my call.
Go ahead and have
Thank you, Earl. Thank you, Earl. Have a good night.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
I enjoy everybody but Eric.
What is Earl talking about, man? Y'all give him some drinks too?
Not that
I'm
know.
not saying nothing.
I think he missed the point. Go ahead. Who's next?
Henry from Peoria. Hi, Henry.
Hello. How's the family? Eric, Michelle, Adrian.
We're good.
I wanted to. If we look back at the 2020 election when Greg Ratzenberger and Governor Kemp of Georgia, when they had a conflict with Trump wanted them to find votes. They said, no, we can't do it. They knew that Biden had won and that if there were an investigation into the vote that had been cast in Georgia, they would have found great voter suppression. And so that conflict seems to have ended now. So now Trump has no argument with Greg Ratzenberger and Kemp because this time in Georgia, Ohio, Mississippi, Alabama, in most of the southern states, there was not great voter suppression. There was massive voter suppression. And I get offended at these low information people who get their viewpoint from like Fox News going around saying that black people didn't vote. Black men called Trump to win. It was a combination of gerrymandering and voter suppression that quelled the black vote. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. And white people.
Thank you, Henry.
And white people. They did this. Okay. Is this the last call?
That's the last one. You ready for Tommy?
Give us 3 minutes, Tom.
Okay, Tommy, hold on
No,
for us.
I really can't give you 3 minutes, Eric. And you know why? Because it's just nuts. I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. I mean, the reality of the whole circumstance and the situation is the only somebody following the law is us. And you're sitting up talking about midterms and elections and this, that, and the other. And this individual is clearly showing you they don't care nothing about no elections.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to close with this because, see, watch this. Anytime reality clearly shows you, if you just listen to people, they talk about Hitler and they talk about this and they talk about that, and never stop and think, wait a minute. A whole country was implicit at the death of over 70 million individuals. And this is the person that you sit up talking about, that this person clearly told you, this is what I read, this is what I think, this is what I feel. Everybody said this to you. Everybody told you. You said it was fear-mongering. You said it was this. You said it was that. You flying this flag. You flying that flag. And at the bottom line of all of it is who's perishing? The entire Commonwealth of the United States of America. Now, if that's not nuts to you, and if you feel like somebody got to keep on talking to you and telling you that a hostile takeover of the federal government has happened, go into your national archives and you will find that only 2 presidents of the United States of America ever gave black people a Medal of Honor, and Dory Miller never got one. He got the Iron Cross, highest order for the Navy. And just one last thing as I close. Watch this. The Battle of the Bulge. It was the 333rd artillery that kept the Germans at bay until they hand fought. It was the 762 tankers that George Patton said that after what he saw them do, because they had trained and out of all of them, 50 of them went into World War II. They blazed such a path that all of the white units and stuff was asking for these guys because they were statisticians. And you know what would happen? George Patton was buried with them black soldiers because once he said, they're no longer black. These are soldiers. Now, if that ain't enough to ask anybody one simple thing, did it happen or not? Did they try to take Jackie Robinson down? Yes or not? Are white people hurting? Yes or no? And anytime Donald Trump had 1,400 days to prepare for an election, and Kamala Harris had 107, and Howard University, man, that's why I take nuts. I shouldn't even talk this long. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Go to hell.
That's our contribution to your community safety. Damn sure. Tommy needs to get it out this week. Thanks, Tom, for that. Hey, look, man, I think people miss the point on that, right? Because here's the dynamic that troubles me, in addition to the gang that we tend to advocate for not really fighting. We have permanent interests. We want certain things done. And I would argue that these things are very similar across the political spectrum. That's good schools, plenty of food, safe environments, on and on and on. These things that are fundamental, right? And so what we find ourselves doing is allowing ourselves to be dragged into these political gang wars, right? Who you with? What gang are you with? Right? And so we gravitate towards the gang, and then we hope the gang will advocate for our permanent interests. And we should stand back from the gang and say, yo, these are our permanent interests. You need to come on over here and tell me how you're going to address those if you want my vote. Okay, so this is complicated, right? Because now you're threatening to withhold your vote, which has its own implications. And I get that. But unless we go about the business of frightening them into thinking you have no way of winning unless you come to me and understand my permanent interests and tell me how you're going to go about addressing them, unless they feel threatened by that, they're going to continue to try to drag us into these gang wars. And I have had no interest, y'all notice, in any of these gang wars. I have only permanent interests. I have no permanent friends. Anybody who advocates for my permanent interests in a way that I can believe that they're doing it, I'm down with. I don't care what political gang you belong
to. And this brings us back to the peg leg.
Shut up! Oh my gosh. Why do we have to end there? What I was going to say was He's too close to me. Nobody can sit close.
What were you gonna
this
say?
to me? Because
What were you gonna say?
Hey, arg, matey, what were you about to say?
he's got a patch on his head. Like I'm
What
a
were you going
pirate.
to say, matey?
Judgy!
They call it Captain Hook.
Pigleg Peltier. Arg, matey, you be about saying what is it?
I lost my thought.
There you go.
It was profound. It was really going to be so
write it down.
magical and wonderful, and people were going to be like screaming at home, going, "Yes, yes, Michelle has it!" And I forgot.
Give me a moment to gather me
Shut
thoughts.
up!
Give me a moment
I'm
to
turning your microphone
gather
off.
me
You were
thoughts,
such a-
matey.
Maybe you should put like a little storage thing in your peg leg, and you can put your notes in there.
Oh, darn, Eric.
Carry it
Okay.
around with you. You know, so you never forget.
You do not. You do not get to play when you're not here, and I cannot throw Kleenex at your head. So just stop.
Autograph your peg leg. We autograph it.
You know,
I'm so
she ain't
mad
gonna be
at
able to sneak
everybody.
up on nobody with that thing.
Can we go to the after show so I can cuss y'all out? How about that?
Can't sneak up
How about
on
that?
nobody.
I would have a heel on. I would have a prosthetic shoe.
Oh, she got it thought out. You thought it out then? Okay.
Well, I have to think fast in this group. Y'all need to. Are we done?
A prosthetic wooden leg.
Dickie
The
Rowe.
shoe.
Dickie Rowe.
Clink, clink, clink.
I'm gonna stab you. What? How about this?
Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm in South Carolina today. I'm sorry for that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have tissue thrown at me today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got a look. She got a look about it today.
I'm being salty right now.
Listen,
The only person in the room that loves me right now is Devin. See? Oh, he loves me so. I'm so happy.
All right, run the music, Devin. We're done with her, man.
Devin loves me.
That's all the time we have. Thank you for yours. For drunk ass Adrian and everybody else who called today. Listen, my Lady Vice will be on ESPN Plus tomorrow at 7 o'clock against College of Charleston.
Yes, we'll be cheering them on.
I'll be in the front row. You'll see your boy on the sideline.
The mayor.
Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I am your boy E. Peace.
All right, that's a wrap, Eric. I got to kick you off, though, because the show after you also uses StreamYard.
Okay, we'll see you later.
See you.